Everyone, this is Jeff. This is a video on importing text from Illustrator and Photoshop into After Effects. This is the second video in a series of videos about text in After Effects. Okay, let's get started. So I have in Photoshop and Illustrator made some simple layouts. Here is basically 3 text layouts separated by layer and a background in Illustrator. In Photoshop, I have basically, again, 3 text layers as their own layer and background. So let's import these and see how they behave in Illustrator. Or behave in After Effects. So I'm going to go ahead and do a command I import. We should be good at this. I'm going to select Illustrator text and Photoshop text. I'm going to import them as compositions and retain layer sizes. We've done this a couple of times, and I'm going to open them up. So let's first play with the Illustrator text. You can see that Illustrator has basically individual layers, each one as separated as we had discussed or had built it. So here's Illustrator, and so what I can do is if I do stuff in Illustrator, I can bring in text, but I basically have to treat them as a kind of vector graphic, like a flat rasterized graphic. So what I can do is I could convert all of these to 3D, and I could add in it let's do a Y rotation. Actually, I'll do X rotation. And start with that keyframe, 10 frames in, take it to 0. So I can bring in text and essentially animate it like that, but I can't really get in here and change the individual elements here. So I can't go in and kind of re-edit the text. So while Illustrator I think is very intuitive for working with text, it doesn't import into After Effects in any kind of special way. Now, however, Photoshop has a much more dynamic relationship. So here is our Photoshop text. This is live text from Photoshop. And so what I can do is, of course, I've opened it up here, and I can actually take these 3 text layers, and I can right-click or 2-finger click on your trackpad and select Create, Convert to Editable Text. Convert to Editable Text. And if I select that, this is no longer just flat text. We can respell things. It's fully editable text, just as if I generated them in After Effects. So I can change the outline. So all the things that I did in the setup, I can, when I was just playing with text in After Effects, I can do in text that I have generated in Photoshop. So this is actually very handy because then everything that we've done can be in After Effects can be done in more complex compositions in Photoshop.